This is for you, Sagittarius. Jupiter transits retrograde through the sign of Virgo the Virgin from the 1st of the month through the 8th, influencing your 10th house of reflective feelings, how you're going to associate with people from your past. It's all about the inner soul rather than the ego matrix, how you're going to relate to these people. Now, beginning on the 9th of the month, Jupiter goes direct still in Virgo, which serves to move the archer forward, and in a more straightforward manner than when your ruler was transiting retrograde. Others will appreciate this aspect of your magnanimous and your generous nature springing forth at this time, coming back to life. Now, Jupiter is known as the attribute of God the Father, and it's found in Isaiah 63:16. For thou art our Father, and Abraham hath not known us, and Israel hath been ignorant of us. Thou, O Lord, art our Father, our Redeemer, from everlasting is thy name. Now, Sagittarius, Saturn is not your ruler, but Saturn maintains a retrograde transit through the Archer's sign all during the month, continuing to create feelings of mockery at the flattery of others, the mockery that they throw your way. You think they're mocking you. And that's because this is affecting your first house. And your first house influences of your self and your appearances. And this is a retrograde transit. So you might think people are mocking you. Now remember that Saturn is not your ruling planet, but this transit does have the power over you to the extent that it is in your first house, again, of your appearances and yourself. Now, Saturn's retrograde transit all month long obliges you to look for cushy situations and easy approaches whenever possible. You don't want to really have to, sort of take things by the cold, hard light of day. You sort of want a more cushy situation in which to sort of, if you're having a negotiation for whatever, whether it's money or business or relationships or whatever, you don't want to have to get down to the nitty-gritty, not this month. That, of course, these things can always change when the cosmological aspects change. Now let's see how your ruling planet of Jupiter affects you this month, Sagittarius. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. Your fire guardian, Archangel Michael, speaks to you from your Sagittarius Zodiac teaching angel, who is Adnachiel. And this is an angelic horoscope transmission from your Sagittarius angel, Adnachiel, who resides over the Archer's mutable fire aspect. And here are his messages for you in love, money, and health. First, Adnachiel's love transmission. Okay? Keep a tight grip on your aspirations and make sure that the person you are attempting to woo has the same goals and values you have if you want your love relationships to work and you want them to get past the romantic period and into the part of life where it's more of a partnership phase and it gets past the honeymoon stage and past that romantic phase. It's got to be someone you have the same goals and the same values with, or that will not progress well. Because you cannot really force someone to want what you want. You have to understand that the person has their own inner aspirations and they will come out. So you want to get in front of that situation and make sure the person that you're romantically getting involved with, if you're not yet committed, is someone that, again, you have the same goals and same values. Now, this will be an especially important time this month when everyone is looking for security and commitment in their personal relationships. So this aspect of security and commitment is becoming more and more important. And that's, again, because of the cosmological occurrences that are causing the Earth to react with the Ring of Fire going off and, all of the wars that are going on, all the displacements that are going on. And as well as, there's a lot of people who are saying that we're in a situation where there could be financial bubbles forming that could pop at any moment. So a lot of the people that are called Chicken Littles or doom and gloom types of financial forecasters are beginning to say that we're getting into another situation that could cause another financial crisis that would dwarf what happened in 2008. So just be aware that because people are saying this, people are becoming more scared and wanting to become more secure in their life. And, of course, the relationships are a great source of security. But just stick with people that you trust, and don't try new things that you're not familiar with. Stick with people and things that you know, and you'll do better. All right, now that leads us nicely into the money transmission for you, Sagittarius, from Nachiel and the mighty Archangel Michael, who's your guardian angel. Again, Nachiel is your teaching angel. Now, this is the month to give yourself an exceptional gift for a prize when you do something productive towards your goals. So you want to sort of use a carrot and stick to get yourself to do what you want to do. And use your money to reward what you consider your good behavior while simultaneously denying yourself the same types of luxuries if you are indulgent or negligent, in doing the tasks that you have set for yourself, the tasks that you've set for yourself to do. So you have to make your goal and then, tell yourself that you're going to give yourself a gift of some special, something that you want that you can buy, or a special time when you can maybe go out or something, whatever. Something fun or some nice little gift you give yourself if you do something well. And if you don't do what you want towards your goals, then you deny yourself those very things and you're less indulgent. So at that moment, then you have taken a form of sovereignty and superiority over your hasatan, which is your ego, which is just the will to receive, which is the body. So you don't want to harm the body. You want to discipline the body under your terms. Okay? And your body is not something that you need to, allow other people to tell you that you need this new product, you need that new product that is only going to, that they just want your money and, there's something that's not healthy. You want to stick with what you know keeps you healthy. And we'll get into your health transmission in a minute here, as well as we're going to give you a lucky rune stone prediction for you this month, as well as a teaching on the Merkaba, spinning of the Merkaba. Okay, now regarding this the money transmission, before we get to the health, regarding using this system, the carrot and stick, to push you in the direction of your dreams, your dreams become very real when you take practical action to achieve them. Anything that you can imagine you can do as long as you take practical action to achieve them. And how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You do things one moment at a time. That's the only way you get anything done. And that's not always as fun and exciting, but it works. So you got to do what works if you indeed want your what they call your dreams to come true. Okay, now for Nachiel's health transmission for you, again with Michael's, the Archangel's assistance, allow yourself to enjoy more innovative modes of achieving your health and fitness goals this month. Try out new exercises such as swimming or surfing instead of running, for example, or vice versa. Also do this type of modification for the purpose of having some fun in the area of fitness or in the area of dieting. Now, change is necessary at this juncture, but keep your eye on the goals, employing simple, healthy situations. Okay, now for this month's lucky runestone prediction. The runestone that we got for you was Iwaz, and that's E-I-H-W-A-Z, not E-H-W-A-Z. That's a different rune. This is E-I-H-W-A-Z. It's Iwaz instead of Awaz. Your willpower comes into play this month as you focus on strengthening your determination by choosing between enthusiasm and apathy. So the way that if someone's extremely apathetic and they become extremely, they're depressed, the laziness then proceeds into depression, which then proceeds into apathy, which is pretty much the bottom of the barrel on that end. And then when we go to the other side of the coin, we get people who are a little nervous or excited, and they get nervous, or they get a nervous disorder. And then you get people who might become too anxious. But there's a level of anxiety that produces enthusiasm when one doesn't panic. So that's what you want to achieve, enthusiasm, in order to live your best life. And you do that by turning down the volume on the bad emotions. If you turn down the volume on all your emotions, you end up with just pleasure on the side of excitement, and you end up with relaxation on the side of depression. You just turn down the volume. You just stop making it so intense, and then it becomes something you can indeed deal with. Because and when people throw around terms that then they diagnose you, for example, and they say, oh, you have this disorder or this disease or this, that, and the other thing, that is really not helpful. And it's almost like it's almost like placing a curse on someone, is it not? Because, for example, in the more holistic systems of medicine, and say, for example, in like ancient Chinese systems of medicine, they don't give the person a diagnosis where they say you have this or you have that, which is in effect, again, placing a curse on somebody. What they do is they say, okay, this is your body. This is what it looks out of balance here. It looks in balance here. We need to do this and this and this to balance it, and we're going to balance you, and then all will be well with you. And that's how it works. Now the problem is people you can't create a lot of money healing people, now can you? There's a lot of money to be made in human suffering. So just these things aren't ever going to really change. There's always going to be all these things available. Because different people like different things. Some people, maybe they want all this excitement in their health diagnosis. Who knows? But the point is, know what makes you happy. And you have to be your own best physician. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're being offered. And you have to think, you know, is this really anything necessary, or is this just a bunch of people trying to make money? All right? And just remember, these are people. They have good and bad. They tell the truth. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And remember, money is always the goal. So just make sure you get second opinions, and it's good sometimes to check both allopathic and naturopathic physicians, or, again, you can check various types and cultural methods and modes of healing. Okay, now, so that's for the healing teaching for you this month. Now, regarding the Merkaba technique, we are going to tell you that we have a class in the Merkaba, and you can go to readingsbyrosemary.com. That's www.readingsbyrosemary.com, and you can contact us. You get the contact information there, and contact us, and we can set you up with a class for Merkaba teachings, because we can give you some of that here, but some of it's such a high frequency that it's a bit much to present in this kind of a video. But we might make a simple video for that some other time. But basically, when you start with spinning the Merkaba field, you cannot really use your elemental Merkaba field. You have to use the earth one to keep you grounded, because those are for more advanced techniques later on. So some people say spin it counterclockwise. Some people say spin it clockwise. You see it within your body and all of that. And some people say that men should spin it one direction, women should spin it another direction, but that's not really true either. Everybody's like a fingerprint, like a thumbprint, like a very individual. And there is a way to look into the iris and to be able to see which way the Merkaba field should be spun, because it's encoded in your DNA. So just remember that we can help you with that if you want to have a consultation for that, you want to have a class, yeah? Now also, the body of light has a shape of like, it's a kind of oblong, and it's called the Tree of Life, and there's a constellation that is depicted on some of the ancient tablets from Sumerians from the ancient world, and you can see the body of light is, again, like an oblong shape, like cigar shape, and a little wider than that, but it's like, it has 29 flowers that come off the Tree of Life, and these are actually stars, and they're stars in the heavens, but they are also stars in your body of light system, not in your physical body, in your body of light. And this is the places that need to be activated for the immortal DNA to be allowed to be activated and created in your body. So that is one of the things that we get into in the class on the Merkaba. Okay, now regarding our disclaimer, high magic can be dangerous. It's intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. Remember to chant your divine tone of I perceive, or try out the higher aspect of simply meditating on the quality of perceiving. And be wise, be well, be you. All are meant to be Sagittarius. Now, for the ephemeris information calculations for Eastern and Greenwich Mean Time. For Eastern Time, that's Eastern Daylight Time, we have the new moon on the 6th of May, 2016 at 3:30 p.m., 16 degrees Taurus, 41 minutes. We have the full moon on the 21st of May, 2016. That's 5:15 p.m. at 1 degree Sagittarius, 13 minutes. For London time, Greenwich Mean Time, we have the new moon on the 6th of May, and that's 2016. That's at 7:30 p.m. That's 16 degrees Taurus, 41 minutes. And the full moon on the 21st of May, 2016. That's 9:15 p.m. That's 1 degree Sagittarius, 13 minutes. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel, and join us again next month.